Welcome in, everyone. We are on Avenue O for this walk. It's been over a year since I've been back here, and I wanted to come in and do it. I wanted to do it properly because the last time we did this walk, I did it live, but I had recorded it without commentary, and then I showed it to everyone live while I chatted with everybody at my desk. So that's how I did that. This time I am in person talking to you as I walk Avenue O. You're going to see a lot of nice homes on this route. I'll tell you what, the last time I was here, it was a lot of nice homes. All right, so what's the walk? What is the walk? So let me tell you about the walk. It's a little, Avenue O is a bit of a broken up. We're going to be walking the complete distance of Avenue O. It's not a very long road in Brooklyn. We started over at Kings Highway. There's going to be a point where we have to detour around some streets to get back onto Avenue O, and then what we'll do is we'll eventually end it over by Bay Parkway. Well, we're not going to end the walk on Bay Parkway. We're going to keep walking. We'll do some side streets for a little while after that, but Avenue O is going to end over by Bay Parkway. So it's a nice day. It is. I checked the temperature. It is still 75 degrees. On the last walk, it was 75, and I thought it was getting warmer, but I guess it was just me getting warmer from walking. Look at this house. I think the last time I was here, this house looked like this. Or it didn't have the wood around it. I mean, this house is about to fall down. I don't even think they need to knock it down. Just let it fall down. This will be the last walk I do in July. Now that doesn't mean, I should actually rephrase that. This will be the last walk I upload in July. So this is it. This closes out July. You gotta wait for this light. Like I said, you guys are going to see a lot of beautiful homes on this route. Like, a lot. This whole route is just filled with beautiful homes. So July is a month that I had spoke about last month when I was in Queens. Let's talk about statistics. Last July, the amount of views I got last July was a very high amount. Now, I'm going to kind of peel away a lot of those numbers to tell you why. They were kind of skewed a bit, but I remember saying that I've been on a streak for the last, I don't know, forever, since I started the channel, where each month that I finish is better than the previous year's month. In other words, this July is better than last July, and last July is better than last July, and that streak has not been broken in 3 years. So it finally ends. Unless something of a miracle happens in the last few days, I'll keep you guys informed. You never know. I might I'm very close, but it might just be under it. But it looks like the streak is going to end. But here's the thing about, I was going to peel away some numbers. Last July was very skewed because I had posted 6 shorts, right? So those are those 30-second to 1-minute clips that you post on YouTube. And a couple of those shorts wound up getting a lot of views. One of them was a lightning strike, and another one, I think, was another lightning strike or something. It was storm related. But we also had that really nasty thunderstorm that I got caught in, where the fence got blown down and people were getting blown around. And you could go back in my channel, it was like 60, 70 mile an hour winds. But those 2 shorts and that one video generated a ridiculous amount of views in the last week of July. And that's really how I got all the views. So I knew it was going to be tough. But here's the thing. This month, believe it or not, we did better than last July. Because as far as videos are concerned, not short clips, but videos, we do have more views than last July. Last July, we didn't have as many views because we posted more short videos. This July, it was all long format walks. So we did do more views. It's just total views. We're not going to get the total views possibly. So. Speaking of short videos, I'll give you a little update with the channel. I have stopped doing shorts. I only post. In the last 4 months, I've only posted a total of 3. I know that's hard to believe, but I've only posted 3. I've only been posting 1 per month. I always like to post those shorts of the train clips and all that stuff, but YouTube made some kind of a change to the algorithm back in March. I started noticing something strange happening and I didn't like it, and I immediately adjusted and stopped posting shorts. It was favoring my shorts more, and I don't like that. And just recently, big news, I ended memberships on my channel, the paid memberships, for the same reason. YouTube made some changes and it just doesn't pay. For both me and the viewer, it's not worth it anymore. I want to thank all the members that were supporting the channel through the paid memberships. They used to get first view of the video or some private videos. That was one of the problems though I started having in June. I would post a private video and nobody was getting notifications. But YouTube, the way they think and the way they work, they decided to start pushing the paid content to the public people, which you're not supposed to see that. It just was backwards. Everything was broke. And then I then I got in touch with them, and they were like, there's nothing wrong, nothing's been changed. But then I go on to YouTube itself, and I'm looking at some of the big channels, and they started ending their memberships too for the same reason, because it was broke. It wasn't working right. The other thing I noticed was when you would look at a video, the join button, the membership button, was the first button, and then the subscribe, they took away the subscribe button, and they just put like a little bell, like, so when people were coming in, they weren't seeing subscribe, they were just seeing join. So if they clicked on that, they would see a price, and they would think that, oh, well, I have to pay to subscribe, which is not the case. Because 98% of my viewers don't pay a membership. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to can it. The amount of revenue I was making from memberships was not a lot. It was nothing. It really wasn't. Because YouTube takes a cut out of that, by the way. I don't get that. I was charging $4.99 and I was getting $3.25. So they were taking $1.75 out. By the way, that was the Q train. Right here we are on East 16th Street. We're in the Midwood section. We're in the Midwood section of Brooklyn, by the way. We were walking to Bensonhurst. So, to close out on that membership part that I said, I close out the memberships. The amount of money I was making that I don't make anymore for memberships is easily made back by just one extra walk in my lineup in the month. That's it. One ad revenue, one video, the ad revenue of one video covers all that. So I wasn't losing much. So. Hey, it's those flowers again. It's the second time we've seen them. Saw those on Avenue V, right? There's some little homes hiding behind the trees over there. So Avenue O it is. That is a house with the big red van. Recently we saw a big red truck on Avenue. Now you see a big red van. And I was right, it is Clifford the big red dog.
There's still a chance.
So between the Kings Highway walk I filmed earlier and this walk, I when everything is said and done, I'm going to be doing about 8 miles total of walking today. There is a church over here, by the way. And church is in session. St. Brendan. I'll give you guys a look in a moment here. I don't know if you guys can hear the organ playing in there. This area gets a little bit of a commercial feel in this little area over here, and then the homes are the nice homes will take over again. Don't worry. We're crossing Coney Island, right? This is Coney Island Avenue over here. So. This was another avenue. We walked the complete route all the way up to Prospect Park. We did Ocean Parkway and Coney Island Avenue. I'll tell you, it was a journey. A nice breeze hitting me. Took a little break in speaking there for a while. I kind of lost track of the last time I said something. Kind of quiet. I'm kind of taking in the views. That's why I'm just being all quiet and everything. Soon we're going to get stopped and I'm going to have to make a detour. around some blocks to get back onto Avenue. That's further down. There is a section of 23rd Avenue and 24th Avenue down here, by the way. For those of you that have ever wondered, 23rd and 24th Avenue end at Stillwell, it continues further down, further north in Brooklyn. That's one of the roads we're gonna have to take to get around back over to Avenue U. We're gonna go on, I think I'm gonna take 24th Avenue. It's strange. You got to look on a map and see what I'm talking about. But 23rd and 24th Avenue, they kind of run into Stillwell, and then they're done. And then you come down here in Midwood, and there is a section of 23rd and 24th Avenue that exists. As if one time it was a straightway road, and then they built a neighborhood right through it. A service dog. Some nice flowers here on the side of this house. Nice corner property. This is one of those times I'm going to go across against the light. Very rarely do I ever cross against the light at Ocean Parkway. Ever since I saw these flowers on Avenue V, I see them everywhere now. Maybe they've always been around, I just never noticed them. Trying to give you guys a look at all the nice homes, including this one. Look at this one. That's beautiful. It's a nice home. Nice big yard. Look at that yard. This is the area where the homes get really nice. This until we hit the break where we got a detour, this is where all the really nice homes are. hard to see, but that home across on the corner, look at the dome on the top up there. You guys see that dome up there that's like got the sun reflection in it? That's a big house. Look at the way this house is built. It's got a nice big swing set in there, and then over there you got some nice homes. We've been almost walking 30 minutes. We are about to cross McDonald Avenue. This is where we have to make a detour, by the way, up on this next block. I always forget what street this is right here. I think this is this like 60th or 65th Street? The grid gets really broken up. It gets really broken up and you gotta do some... Oh, this is Dayhill. Dayhill Road. Another road that gets broken up a lot through Brooklyn. Which way was I going to choose to go for the detour? I was going to go this way. Yes, we're going to go this way. "63rd Street." All right, I was close. This is 63rd here. And then I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it's been a long time since I've been down here. I think it's like 24th Avenue is over here, or 23rd Avenue. I'm going to make a left and then get back onto Avenue O. Look at some homes on 63rd Street. By the way, we are now... Well, are we still in Midwood, or are we... No, I would say we're still in Midwood. We're not exactly... We're not in Bensonhurst yet. That's when we get into Bay Parkway. Midwood to Bensonhurst. So this is one of the avenues I was telling you about. This is 24th Avenue. got to go this way. I could have went left earlier, but I always like taking this way. It's the way I'm used to taking it, that's why. When I got to get back onto Avenue, this is the way I'm used to going anyway. So. And Avenue is right over there. Kind of see where those cars are going back and forth? That's where you get back onto Avenue over there. (65th Street). That's why I remember 65th Street, guys. I had my memories all jumbled up. This is where the 65th Street is that crosses on this side of Avenue O. Yeah, we got the light. There you go. I knew 65th Street crossed right through Avenue O. I just was thinking about the other side. This is where we're going to go, right here. We're going to go along here. Back on Avenue O, right here. That's it. We're back on Avenue O right now. So we'll stay on this side. Our home across the street. It's an interesting looking home right there. Look at that. Down here it gets a little bit commercial. I guess there's no such word, but commercially. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of parrots down here. You might hear some parrots. This area is infested with the green parrots. The pudgy type of parrot. You can kind of hear them, so. When I did the last Avenue O walk, there was a lot of the parrots were flying right over us. There used to be a place over here called Monty's. It was a deli. And was it that one over there where the laundromat is? But I'll see as we continue walking. I'll see if it's another block. But either way, it doesn't matter. There was a deli by the name of Monty's down here, and they made the best roast beef sandwich you ever had in your life. And they ended up closing down. I mean, why they closed down, I don't know. But it was, I mean, to this day, I honestly have never had a better roast beef sandwich. It was ridiculous. There would be a line out the door just to get inside. We are on West 6th Street. I know they have a supermarket over here on the next block. I smell a bakery. I smell a bakery. Oh, it smells so good. It smells amazing. Where is it? Probably gonna walk right by it and not even notice it. So. This is the Bay Parkway train station. On Avenue O. That's because the other end is on the Bay Parkway end. We're getting close to the end of Avenue O, though, I'll tell you that much. By the way, back there, when I was talking about Monty's, that probably was the correct location over there. Because I also remember right before Monty's closed, there was a construction site that was all closed down. And we saw that building. If you go back in the video, and he said like kind of red brick building that looked brand new. That was a construction zone back in the day. All right, we're about to hit Bay Parkway. We're not going to go on Bay Parkway, though. We're going to take some side streets. Similar to what we did on the Kings Highway, where we started out on a side street, we're going to end on a side street. We'll just pick whatever lines up with us. So this is it. This is where Avenue O, depends on which end you're on. It either begins or ends. For us, it's ending. And we're going to be going up 72nd Street. That is what lines up with Avenue O. And the light just changed. So let's see if I can make it across in time. You see a guy went right through the light. Look at this guy. He's going right through the light. And I'm going to Go right through the crosswalk. So 72nd Street it is. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. I think what we'll do is we will take this to 18th Avenue. That's where we're going to end it. That's where my camera is going to end it. I'm going to keep going. Check that. We'll keep going to New Utrecht Avenue. So New Utrecht Avenue. We'll stop where the trains are. And that would be, that would be like right about a block away from the 71st Street train station on like 16th Avenue. So that's what we're doing. Walking up to 16th Avenue. So Bay Parkway, we just passed 21st, 20th, 18th, 19th, 18th, 17th, and then we'll end it. Like I said earlier, by the time I'm finished today, I will have done 8 miles total between Kings Highway Walk and this one. Which is a average normal distance for me. Tomorrow I will take a day off. Obviously, I won't do anything because then I think Tuesday and Wednesday is supposed to have this storm come in. You know, whenever they talk about these storms moving in, they end up not being as bad as they're saying they're going to be. I mean, one of the days a couple of weeks ago was pretty rough. But it was rough in the sense of rain. There was no wind, there was no lightning, there was no thunder like they said. So then the one that you guys saw where I didn't do any talking, the one on the shore with all that lightning and thunder, that was actually a nice one. That was a nice walk. I had to put the camera low a couple of times because the wind was coming in off the ocean and it was hitting my camera, so I had to drop the camera down to my knee. But we're supposed to get another couple of days of like stormy weather, so we'll see what happens. (72nd Street). A lot of these homes all look the same. It's just copy and paste. It's across the street too. We're going to turn the camera to the other side. Look, the same thing on the other side. Copy and paste. This is like Sim City right here, guys. Somebody took like a fabricated city block and plopped it down. Oh, that's a nice. But then that break right there, see that house stands out because it just, look at it. It's just these two homes. With that beautiful tree. That's a nice tree. Look at that tree. And then it's right back to these homes, right? So on both sides, you see, look. Somebody got rich on this block. Who knows, maybe maybe this is a block that was built by the Rockefellers or the Trump family. Who knows? Everything is stamped down. It's the same style. So if you live in one of these homes, Chances are your neighbors all have the same room layout as you do. I'm sure everybody on this block knows where their bathroom is, right? Or their neighbor's bathroom, I should say. Like if somebody needs to use a bathroom in somebody else's house on that block, like they all know where the bathroom is. These are the things I think about. These are the things, these are the things that roll around in my head. And look, now on this block, just on this side, you have these type of, well, they're the same type, it looks like. Right? Yeah, it's the same, maybe a little different, I don't know. They're further back from the curb. You know what I feel like I'm doing? Here, look, on the other side, the same thing. I feel like I'm walking through like one of those Hanna-Barbera cartoon animations. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Like those cartoons where they're running. You know, when they start running and you look at the background and it just repeats every like second. Just watch the Flintstones. You'll know what I'm talking about. It's like the same background over every second. That's what I feel like I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm in a Hanna-Barbera anime loop or something. I don't know. Now that is a nice house. Standing all by itself. Blue house. You got those homes. I'm looking up that plane. I don't know if you guys can hear that plane above me. That plane is at about 3,000 feet up. He is high for a small little plane like that. By the way, if I didn't mention it, we are in Bensonhurst. We've been in Bensonhurst since Bay Parkway. Which side are we going to go on? They got some nice homes. So this block definitely changes to, you'll see in a second. First block in like 3 blocks, so everything looks different. You got these kind of homes. I guess you could say these are also copy and pasted. It's funny that I'm using the term copy and pasted like we did it on a computer, but that's what everybody understands. That's the lingo everybody understands these days. I remember, one day I got to sit down with you guys and talk about technology, because I worked in technology for over 20 something years, and I've been around technology since it started for the home computer. I mean, my first computer was a VIC-20. We had, like, me and my friend, we had computers way before. Like, I think it was like, it seemed like it was over 15 years before the next person got a computer. It was crazy. It was like we had computers way ahead of people. People didn't start getting computers in their homes until like the early 2000s, like around 2001. My first computer I had was in 1983. I was going to say, because I was talking about copy and paste, all the trivial things we use today, like Control C for copy, Control V for paste, all that stuff, like, when it first came out, those were actual programs by themselves. I mean, just think about, like, it's the 1980s. By the way, this is 18th Avenue. Just think, you're in the 1980s, right? Computers are just coming out, and some guy develops a program called copy and paste, and that program sells for like $49.99 on the shelf, just for the ability to copy something and paste something. That's how it was. All the things that you use today, you don't even realize are so trivial. They were standalone programs that eventually got incorporated into what you have today, whether it's, Windows operating system, Apple, Linux. Read the story about Zip. That is a story. The guy who created the zip file. It's actually kind of tragic story. But like all of those programs that we use today that are just automatically incorporated, like we look at them as little things, They were standalone programs back in the 80s that people bought to add onto their system. And now, like, we look at it today and it's like, yeah. The one thing I remember that was a big deal, and this is not too long ago either, this is like in the last 20 years, was ripping CDs. When they had the ability to rip CDs, that's when you copy a CD. That was a standalone program that costed you some money, and then all the companies started buying it, selling it, and people started buying. And then you would buy like a CD-ROM, had to come with that software. And now it's just automatic. If you have Windows Media Player or anything on your computer, you just put a CD in, and there's just an option in the menu now. All right, we've reached 17th Avenue. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. The next block is where we're going to end it. We're going to end it right over by the train tracks. We did another 1 hour walk. I will continue walking from this point. Take a nice shower and then get all these videos ready for the tube. Look at this block. This is an interesting block. Have I ever walked up this block? I don't think I ever have. It's kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever walked up 72nd Street between 16 and 17. I've never seen these homes like this, so this is new to me. Think about that. My whole life in Brooklyn, I've never been down the street. It's an interesting looking block. Look how big the sidewalks are over here. The homes on the other side of the street don't look like these. They look like that. it just feels so wide open. Look at how big the sidewalks are on this block. Got a lot of American flags. Every pole has a flag. They basically have every other flag is an American flag, and every other flag sequence is an American 250 years flag. There goes the train. Got two trains. One's going into Manhattan, the other one's going to Coney Island. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. I want to thank everybody for tagging along. We walked all the way from Kings Highway and Avenue O. We walked the entire distance of Avenue O, and we did 72nd Street from Bay Parkway. And like I said, this is the last walk I'm going to upload for July. I'll see you guys in August. Hope you guys have a great day, great weekend, whatever. Well, I should post before. I think beginning of August is next weekend anyway. So you guys will see me by then. So take care. And I will see you again. Bye-bye.